Coming up, are you just focused on the Western markets? Well, in this video, we're going to talk all about international expansion, including some of the simple things that you can do to get started. Stay tuned. What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, the place you go when you want action-packed content in the app business. And today we have a snippet from our most recent App Masters Virtual Summit with my friend Josh Burns. You can learn all about Josh on his website, Digital Dev Connect, digitaldevconnect.com. That's also linked up into the description. In this short snippet, you're going to discover the things that you need to prioritize for international expansion and some of the basic things that you can do to get started. So without further ado, let's get into the interview. Josh, let's start with this. How do you prioritize expanding into the international markets?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I mean, so from the context of like a Western developer, maybe in North America, so my number one thing is always to just be very focused initially on your home markets, close-in markets. So basically, depending on the vertical, usually like US, Western Europe. So outside of that, I mean, there's really kind of two ways. One is for sort of smaller companies is basically doing some research, looking at different app intelligence providers have different free data to look at like how competitive apps have ranked. It's pretty straightforward, but just understanding if an app has reached higher in the free or pay or grossing charts in a country, there's probably more potential, either because organically it reached there or because the company was pushing a lot of marketing spend behind it, which one can assume means higher ROI. I think if you're more sophisticated or you have more resources, doing a small marketing budget test spend, so using Facebook or some of the standard Western channels, acquire some users and look at a per user basis, how do those compare versus the normal per user KPIs that you see in your home markets, and obviously looking to identify ones where they're higher, or at least there seems like there's potential.
What are some basic things that developers can do to just get started in that international expansion?
Yeah, so I mean, I think what I see the mistake a lot of developers make is they don't do anything because they assume that they need to do, extremely extensive and time-consuming work. So I think the main things is definitely, in-app localization, obviously, but doing that in a high-quality way. If you have some type of experience with a lot of maybe a game that has narrative, having your actual users who maybe you are bilingual to review it. So most, translation is pretty cheap. It's like 10, few cents per word, and you can just have it sent out quickly. But if you have narrative, they're just translating from a spreadsheet. So the key is really to have, somebody that understands the language and your app ideally review it. And the other main area is the App Store assets and App Store text and description. Is you have to localize that, because if you don't, a lot of users in specific countries, especially in Asia, they won't download your app if your description and stuff is in English, because they assume that your app is not going to be localized. So those are the two sort of most accessible things that really are going to improve. You're obviously going to be getting some organic visibility in the store. That's going to significantly improve that conversion of that and the ROI of that if you can just do these two basic things.
I'm back. If you want that full interview, go check out appmastersacademy.com, appmastersacademy.com, and sign up for that email newsletter so that you know when that next AppMasters Virtual Summit is going to be, because we got one planning for March that's coming up, and it's all about indie success stories. You're going to love it because I'm going to love it as well. And if you haven't hit subscribe, make sure you do so. We got some big goals for 2019, and I can't wait to start creating more videos in 2019. And I will see you on the next video.